Hello again. Let's get into the Instant Farmer chapter number 6. Something exotic is exactly what Ken is in the mood for. He made mangoes earlier, and those mangoes were perfect. Now he is in the mood for small oranges called tangerines. He takes one seed out of the box. He puts the seed in his mouth. He bites into the seed, then spits it out. While it is airborne, he calls out "tangerine," and it is created. A plant quickly appears. Many, many roots find their way to the floor of his apartment. The plant is now growing flowers. The flowers then give way to the fruit. The fruit grows in Ken's eyes. There, the fruit is ripe. The fruit is at the peak of ripeness. The fruit is perfect. Ken quietly examines the plant. He notices an earthy smell. He inspects the tangerines before picking them. Plump and firm. They are perfect. As he picks the fruit, he counts how many oranges were created. 41 in total. 41 oranges sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. What is Ken going to do with the fruit that was grown? The plant dies down after the oranges were picked. This is overwhelming Ken emotionally. He needs to go for a walk to clear his head. That is not possible. 41 oranges were just created out of thin air. Yes, he needs to go out for a walk. He quickly puts on a pair of shoes. He plans to wander around aimlessly until he accepts what he has witnessed today. Outside of his apartment building feels good. He left the seeds on the coffee table. He figures they would be too heavy to take with him on his walk. He takes a big breath of fresh air, and he is on his way. Just around the block a few times should do the trick. There is a very attractive young lady that is walking directly towards Ken. He notices her and gives her a smile. She stops walking and says hello. Ken is so bothered by the seeds that he doesn't know how to respond. The young lady says, "Hello, my name is Sarah. It is such a nice evening." Ken says, "Hi Sarah, what are you up to tonight?" Sarah says, "On my way home, had a long day at work today." Ken says, "Okay, sounds good. What do you do for work?" Sarah says, "I am an accountant. It is really nice tonight." Ken says, "Have you ever woken up from a dream that you were sure was real?" Sarah says, "Dreams? Yeah. Okay. I don't know how to respond. Is everything okay?" Ken says, "Is it that obvious?" Sarah says, "Yeah, your body is here, but your brain is somewhere else. So what do you do for work?" Ken says, "I am a project manager. It is what I wanted to do when I finished school." Sarah says, "Sounds like you are happy with your job." Ken says, "My mind is definitely somewhere else right now." Sarah says, "Do you want a hug?" She then starts to hug Ken, and Ken hugs her back. These two individuals are locked into the feel of their touch. They are hugging for at least 10 seconds. Sarah wants Ken to feel better, so she showed him some love. Ken appreciates her hug and quickly thanked her. Ken says, "What are you up to for the rest of the evening?" Sarah says, "You are so thoughtful to ask me that question. I was hoping for some love tonight from a certain project manager. That would make tonight perfect." Ken says, "My apartment is a block away. You are so cute. I definitely am attracted to you." Sarah says, "Yeah, your place will do nicely." Sarah then grabbed Ken's hand and the two of them start to walk. Ken is happy to get the company of such a nice woman. One block later, the two of them are at the front door of Ken's apartment building. Just now, Ken is remembering why he went for a walk in the first place. The seeds, the oranges. The oranges are in his living room. He has picked them already. Oh, how is he going to explain this to Sarah? Ken says, "My apartment is such a mess. I don't feel confident in having you visit tonight. Can we go to a hotel?" Sarah says, "Is it really that bad? I have seen a mess before." Ken says, "I really can't have company tonight. It is just such a mess." Sarah says, "Okay, we can go to a hotel. I like you. A hotel would be fine." Ken smiles as if he has just won the lottery. Ear to ear does not fully explain his smile. Sarah smiles back at him. They seem to be friendly with each other. They have just met, but they are so compatible. Well, it is time to find a cab to take them to the downtown hotel. That should not be a problem. Inside the cab is proving to be fun. They are kissing like lovers. Hands are all over the place, to the point that the driver is starting to feel uncomfortable. The driver turns on the radio in the hope of getting their attention. Heavy metal could not separate these two. The driver starts to laugh it off and tries to focus on the road. They have made it to the downtown hotel. There are a lot of lights designed to welcome the guests. The driver pulls up to the front door and stops the meter. The cost will be $12. Ken pays with a 10 and a 5. He tells the driver to keep the change. That is so nice of him. The two lovers exit the cab and make their way to the front desk. The staff is all smiles as they welcome their new guests. Ken has an issue with sharing a bed. He would rather book a room with two beds. That way they could sleep on their own. That sounds fine to Sarah. The staff gives them the room key, and they are finding their way to the elevator. When they enter their hotel room, they share a long hug. The hug is exactly what Ken needs. He smiles at her, and she smiles back. These two are about to make love to each other. They find their way to one of the beds. They are still fully clothed. That is quickly changing. The clothes are coming off. The sexual energy of the room is tremendous. These two need some privacy. When they are finished for the night, Sarah asks if she can take a shower. That sounds good. She gets out of bed, fully nude, then walks into the bathroom. Ken takes this opportunity to move to the other mattress. He figures they could have a bed tonight. They could each have a bed tonight. Sarah gets out of the shower. She dries herself off, then walks as far as the bathroom doorway. She starts to pose for Ken. Wow, she looks like she belongs on the cover of a magazine. The two of them lock eyes from the bed to the bathroom door. There's just one thing on Ken's mind. He invites Sarah into his bed. She quickly accepts his invitation. They passionately make love. That concludes this chapter. I hope you enjoyed listening. And again, if you want to read along with me, then you should pick up a copy of my ebook from Kindle. Goodbye until the next chapter.